Most people equate sex with intercourse, and yes, intercourse can be an amazing part of lovemaking, but today in this video I want to talk about 3 ways to make love without intercourse. Whatever the reason may be why you're looking for ways to make love without intercourse, it doesn't matter. In this short video I'm going to share 3 ways with you that are just as fulfilling, if not more even, yummy and totally sexy and intimate. By the end of this video, you'll have my 3 personal favorites when it comes to making love without intercourse that will not just only blow your body and mind, but also your soul and your spirit. For the best intimacy and relationship advice, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and make sure that you get notified when I publish new videos Monday through Friday on a daily basis. In the past 20 years, I've helped many, hundreds if not thousands of couples heal in their intimacies, heal their sexual lives, and really create their dream lives. I've authored a couple books. One of them is called Blossom, and it's on sexual trauma healing, and the other one is called The Pleasure IQ, which teaches people to be able to allow pleasure in all areas of their lives. And I even have a thriving Facebook group where I teach and help couples have blissful, amazingly, yummily bonded relationships. And now it's your turn. So let's dive right in. Technique number 1. First of all, you want to set the stage. You want to make sure that there's a nice mood in the room, that it's a little dim. Maybe you light candles, have a little bit of music. Make sure that the room is warm, because this activity is best enjoyed when naked. And when you're naked and it's cold, it's not very enjoyable. So the way this works is, if you're the giver, you invite your partner to lay face down on the bed, either all clothes off or underpants on. For this activity, I recommend, if you feel comfortable, to be completely naked. And then the first thing that you do is, so make sure that your partner lays flat on the belly, has maybe a pillow under the chest, so that he or she can put her head to the side and can breathe. And the first thing that you do is you're just completely laying yourself on top. So if this is the head, you just lay yourself completely on top of your person, your partner, and just start breathing. You can really lean onto, put your head on his or her cheek. Allow yourself to sink into his or her body and really synchronize your breathing with it, and just kind of like feel each other's warmth, and arrive in that moment together. And you can do that for a few minutes. You can do it for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. But start this technique that way. You might feel your heart beating together, and you might start feeling all kinds of yummy feelings. They're not necessarily sexual feelings, because they're not coming from, or what we think are sexual feelings. They're not coming from genital stimulations, but they are feelings that are going to make you feel connected and high and bonded, because they work with different hormones than when you have intercourse. So once you've kind of acclimatized yourselves to each other, you start by kissing your partner from head to toe. You start maybe at the ears, the neck, and then go all the way down. Take your time. This is called 100 kisses, 100 kisses. Take your time, find nooks and crannies that you might have never explored or found, or if it's a new relationship, you're exploring it for the first time. Allow yourself to really enjoy kissing your partner in the same way you would enjoy eating a delicious dessert. You're taking your time, letting it melt in your mouth and so forth, right? Using your senses, being connected to your senses while enjoying your partner. And then when you come to the feet, you ask him or her to turn around, and then you'll make your way back up from the toes, all the way over the genitals, just gently kissing. You don't want to stimulate too much or rub anything too much, just gentle kisses, and imagine sending love and your positive energy, your loving energy, through your kisses. The 100 kisses is a great activity just by itself. You could take an hour with it if you wanted, by taking turns and just going slowly. You could also use it as foreplay if you don't want to have intercourse. And you can also use it as step 1 in the 3-step sequence that I'm teaching you. So if you have questions, thoughts, let me know. I'm reading the comments. This way of lovemaking is called Karezza, or bonding-based lovemaking. It's a different way of lovemaking. So the second technique you can go right into from doing the 100 kisses. If you had taken turn, go back to partner 1. And this time you lay on top of each other again, If you're starting with just that, then just start with it and don't do the 100 kisses first. And it starts the same way, where you're just laying on top of each other. This time, you can also be naked again if you feel comfortable. And instead of moving and doing stuff, you're literally just laying on top of each other, really sinking into your partner, allowing yourself to feel each other. And with every breath, feeling yourself sending energy and receiving energy. The idea behind that, I don't want to say goal, because it's really not about goals. It's really about ungoaling and being ungoal oriented. It's about deeply relaxing into each other. And when you do it correctly, what happens is that you get into a state of, I would say, a high, a natural high. And you start feeling like you're both swirling on colored clouds through the universe. So it's not so much a physical experience as it is an emotional and energetic and spiritual. Yet at the same time, it is very physically fulfilling. So you could lay like that, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. You'll have to do it to experience it, because if I'm just telling you, it might sound like, oh, that sounds kind of like blah. But once you do it and allow yourself to really deeply merge with each other and sync and become a union and start swirling through the universe, I'm telling you, it's very delicious. Technique number 3 is called, or I call it, the pretzel, because you literally pretzel yourselves together. With this, if you do not want to have intercourse, I would highly recommend leaving your underpants on, because otherwise it can get very tempting. And again, the idea here is to connect, put your genitals together, but not inside of each other. Put your hand on your partner's heart and his or her hand on your heart. You can lay in a way where you can actually see each other, so you can have eye contact, and breathe and let the energy circulate. So from your heart to your genitals, into your partner's genitals, into his or her heart, and back, so that it becomes a circulatory energy exchange. And if you have to rewind the video and look at the picture and try it out before you actually get into the mood and do it, I would recommend to do that, so that you try it out a couple times, so that when you're ready to actually do this, you can just flow into it and don't have to figure it out, because it's called a pretzel for a reason. But it just allows you to be connected, not be too stimulated, and be able to completely connect and bond. The bonding hormone, oxytocin, is what makes you feel so good and makes you feel high, in opposition to when we have regular intercourse and have an orgasm. We trigger dopamine in a way that gives us a quick, awesome, amazing, explosive high. It doesn't make us continuously feel good like this kind of lovemaking. And if you want to learn more about this kind of lovemaking, as I mentioned, it's called Karezza, or bonding-based lovemaking. There's a lot of scientific evidence that shows that practicing Karezza helps us keep our unions stable and fulfilling and harmonious. And if you'd like to learn more in depth how I help couples create amazingly blissfully bonded unions that not just only satisfy the body, but the spirit and the soul, I'm inviting you to check out my free masterclass in the description. The link for that is in the description below. Also created this super special secret gathering place on Facebook, a Facebook group where we discuss these topics that are often a little tricky, right? Sex and intimacy are not so easily to be talked about, and most of the advice that we find on the internet, or the stuff that we come up with, is actually not helpful. So if you'd like to find out what really helps real couples in long-term relationships, in short-term relationships, have amazing intimacy and have honeymoon feelings that last, then come and join me in my Facebook group. The link for that is also in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please like it. Subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when I publish new videos. Check out the other relevant videos on how to create yummy intimacies, and share this with your friends. All my love to you. Until the next video, bye bye.